How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Oddcast, a For Nerds by Nerd show. Today, we are, well, for one, I'm here with my co-host, Joe, and Paige. You there with me, Paige?
Hey, guys.
So, today we actually decided, because it's October, Halloween is pretty much right around the corner. So
it's in the air. It's the time of year.
Yeah. So, we decided that we're actually going to talk about the
apple cider.
Apple cider.
I'm just kidding. It's not our topic for the day. I just felt like throwing it out there. Like,
No.
it's fall.
No, today
It's a fall flavor.
Today we're going to talk about pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice?
Yes. Exactly.
You know what? You people can just stay over there. I'm sticking with apple cider. I'm happy over here in my corner of the world.
I also like apple cider. I'm an apple cider person.
Starbucks releases apple. No, I'm playing.
Oh, God.
no.
Starbucks.
We're actually going to talk about the progression of witches in pop culture, how they're portrayed,
And how they found their way onto a Starbucks cup.
I thought that was actually like a goddess or
I thought it
something.
was a mermaid or something like
Who
that.
knows? It could also be a chick holding a guy's legs. Go online.
Oh, I
There's
saw
plenty of
that
theories.
one too. I saw that one too. Yes. But no, witches in pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? They kind of go hand in hand. Like, when you think of the first villains in cinema that aren't bank robbers,
black and white stripes.
yeah, or like criminals, the way that you think of them. When you think of your first like supernatural villains, the first thing that tends to come to mind are witches.
Generally, yeah.
That's the Wizard of Oz's fault.
But
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Snow
other
White.
examples. Like there's some Disney examples of witches, even before Snow White in just black and white. I think Betty Boop fights a witch. Like I mean, they're all over the place. But with black and white cartoons, it's hard. Like I'm always like, how old is this? Is this one of the older black and white ones or one of the newer black and white ones?
Well, and that's what we're talking about progression,
20s,
because back in the day, witches were portrayed as ugly old hags with the wrinkled nose and the warts and the green and the
Pointy
ugly
hats.
hunchback.
Pointy hats.
The pointy hats,
Yeah.
the I'm going to get you a dog. Like that whole
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, please never do that again.
work the laces.
Work the laces.
But it's interesting to see them go from like the caricature of a witch to, I mean, you know, obviously in the 60s we had Bewitched, which is one take on witches that was not the old hag style, but they went with more of like a progressive, like if witches were still around today, how would they behave and how would they act?
Right.
And they of course brought in, you know, Samantha and Elizabeth Montgomery, who is probably my favorite witch.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, she's not my favorite witch. No.
I mean, I'm just saying, guys, like.
I mean,
classic beauty.
you're allowed to have her be your favorite witch. I just disagree.
Yeah, I mean, yes, she was, and then she's an attractive woman, but like, no.
And then
Not my cup of tea.
enter the 80s, and we're gonna call this the true season of the witch. Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of movies in the 60s and 70s that have a witch. However, they are mostly portrayed in the old-fashioned style of the hag. Then you enter into the 80s / maybe the late 70s and enter things that introduce you to schools of magic, like The Worst Witch,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic movie if you
is
haven't
good.
seen it, which there's still people out there who haven't, which amazes me. I highly recommend you check it out. It's like Harry Potter before Harry Potter. You follow a young witch. She goes to school to become a better witch. She's not very good at it, obviously, as the title might allude to that. And then you have The Witches,
Yes.
which is, of course, you know, about witches, but it is a fun classic movie from the 80s, which is...
It was actually made in 1990. Thank you
my
very
bad.
much.
Well, I mean, as a child of the 80s, I guess
Yeah,
I would
that
think
would
it's
make
I'm just saying.
But you know what's funny about The Witches, actually, and it's something I think they did great with it, is they actually combined both of the more contemporary version of the witches and the more of the hag witches. So like Angelica Houston, some of the other characters, very attractive, very appealing, and then they take their faces off basically.
Yeah, and then underneath,
there's
a monster inside.
Yes, there's the hunchback, the long nose, and the warts and the grossness. So.
And then I would probably say that in the mid 80s and then definitely in the mid 90s, you had, more of a pop culture kind of splashing of witches, and they varied in their style, and normally they were given religious undertones with like satanic ritual and that kind of stuff. And then you get things like The Craft, which kind of builds on that principle of like, there's a dark art to it.
Taking from the universe kind of thing.
Yeah, and in order
then when you got to the late 90s, which was Charmed.
Oh, yeah.
I think Charmed really kind of shifted the tone, and Charmed and Buffy kind of both shifted the tone of witches to being more for fighting for good, and that there is such a thing as a good witch.
Fighting for good, and they mixed in like I guess druidic templates, kind of. If you play D&D, like druidic templates of like gathering herbs and mixing things in cauldrons still, but more of a good presence of doing things with what nature has provided, which I think is an awesome context for a witch. And that progression has continued to evolve.
Because there's a lot of witch stuff. Like there's Witches of East End, The Discovery of Witches, The Circle, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, The Good Witch. There's a lot of different things about witches right now.
Magic. Witches of Eastwick. Actually, it's one of my favorite movies because it had Jack Nicholson in it. You know, he plays
Bewitched, the movie,
creature,
which has one of my favorite lines ever in a movie.
Bewitched?
Yeah, Bewitched, the movie.
The one with Nicole Kidman?
Yes.
That movie was horrible.
No, that was one of the best lines ever.
And what's that?
Am I gonna get pregnant? Because I can't get pregnant right now.
I love that
movie
line.
was horrible. That was
And you know what? They might say it's horrible, but Steve Carell as Uncle Arthur was amazing. And then, of course, you've got Buffy and the Watchers Council and Willow, who definitely also helped make it more of a mainstream thing. And now, continuing in that same vein, we're getting remakes of things like Charmed, The Craft. The Witches is getting remade with Anne Hathaway in it as the star instead of Angelica.
And then, of course, you still have American Horror Stories, The Coven, which is actually one of the most popular stories.
And unless I'm mistaken, they did a sequel one, right? It's the only time that they returned to.
And they're actually working on a third.
Yeah.
It's gotten so popular. I love this. One of my favorite stories of the American Horror Stories, The Coven.
I mean, I feel like Charmed really, exploded witch shows. There has not been...
I agree.
Everyone been trying to replace Charmed, I thought that the Witches of East End was going to do it because they had it, but then it got canceled. I felt like if they had just had a little more time, they really could have solidified it. And I really want to watch The Discovery of Witches because I read those books, but that's on some channel that I don't have because I don't have cable.
You probably do have it. You just don't realize it.
No, it's like Sundance or it's another streaming service that I have to get.
It's probably part of Peacock or HBO Max, which is absorbing everything, including...
I'll have to check because I really want to watch that show.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
Freeform. It's Freeform.
Freeform.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's Hulu.
Yeah, that's Hulu /
Really?
Yeah, Hulu is Freeform because
okay. I'll look it up because I really want to watch that show.
Yeah, Freeform is Grownish, which I watch, and Cloak and Dagger was Freeform.
Yeah, Freeform
which I watch.
was originally ABC Family.
Yeah, ABC Family became you know what? We've gone off topic.
Yeah.
Witches are.
I was talking about a witch show, damn it.
Yeah, witches are super in the vein of things. And the religious undertones obviously change the dynamic of it. You have the good witches, which follow, herbalism and, that kind of druidic ritual using the earth stuff. And then you have witches that follow more of, a satanic template, like in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which kind of mixes the two. But, it's so interesting to me to see the evolution of things taking the step from just being the old hag with the evil, sinister plan to being
witches are everybody.
Yeah.
Witches are people too.
Witches, he could be a witch. I wouldn't know it.
Why me?
Why not you?
That was my way of deflecting.
Yeah. Okay? You know what? I'm gonna give you the M. Night Shyamalan test later. I'm gonna just splash you with water and see what happens.
Some of my favorite, though, I'm not gonna lie. Some of my favorite films in that genre, Hocus Pocus is one. Practical Magic.
I mean, Hocus Pocus is so good.
It really is.
It's iconic to me. It is. If I don't watch any Halloween movie and in a year, it's always at least Hocus Pocus.
No, I have one Halloween movie that I always go back to, and we'll talk about it at a different time. Although there was a witch in it, and she curses him to get stupider and dumber and dumber.
Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Y'all
can watch that. I'm not there. Y'all watch it. Y'all have fun.
That actually, I think that would be something that you would like.
No, I don't like that movie.
No? Okay. Well, we definitely want to know what
I'm not a big Ernest fan, So I mean, that's just me.
Not an Ernest fan?
I don't dislike him. I just don't like him. I didn't.
I don't dislike him. I just don't like him.
I'm neutral about it. You know?
Okay, yeah, okay, I can understand that. Being
All right,
neutral.
so then the progression of where are witches heading?
I don't know.
So like, you know, do you think that eventually they'll incorporate like a technological aspect to it? I feel like there's something on the verge there, although, you know.
I mean, if anime,
I feel like that's happened. I was just about to say an anime. I feel like that's happened already.
Yeah, I think anime's already kind of throw in technology
Pretty sure that's
/ witchcraft in some way, shape, or form.
I haven't watched a certain magical index, but I feel like they do that in that one.
We'll
then,
find out.
yeah,
If you know of any anime, because me and Paige think there is. If you know of any anime that involves technology and magic, like witchcraft,
Well, so
let us know in the comments.
I know
below.
for sure there's magic and technology.
Well, I mean, let's just say witchcraft.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I guess.
but definitely leave the comments below and let us know. I want to know.
Because if we go into magic, then it's wizards, sorcerers, warlocks. Like we're going on all this other stuff right now. We're talking about
the class
witchcraft.
that she excluded from there when she was talking about magic users,
What class?
Fast.
alchemists.
Yeah.
No
I was thinking
state
about
alchemist for
Dungeons and
Paige.
Dragons.
None of that.
I was thinking about Dungeons and Dragons going through the class. If you notice, I also did not include cleric.
Very true.
So,
Or bards.
just saying.
Bards are the best.
Just saying.
But anyways, what do you guys? How do you guys feel about witchcraft and pop culture over the?
What's your favorite
nearly
spin on it?
century? Yeah, what's your spin on it? What's your
What's your favorite one?
Yeah, like she said, what's your favorite one? What's your favorite movie?
Is it Blair Witch?
No.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't think that's going to be anybody's favorite.
You get
No.
nauseous and nose bleeds watching that movie.
What did you do with the map? Where's the map?
It was useless. I kicked that fucker into the creek.
Yeah, I've never
Kicked it
seen that
into the
movie on
river.
purpose.
I got sick watching that movie. Surprisingly, I was like,
Did you get sick during Cloverfield? I
no,
love
I
Cloverfield.
didn't get sick during Cloverfield. I think Blair Witch just had too much movement.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about found footage at another time too. But the Blair Witch. Oh man! And then they got a budget for the sequel, and it was awful.
But definitely like and comment, like I said before. Subscribe, hit that notification button. Let us know, what you think of.
Yeah,
Witches
let
in
us know
general.
you're watching. Give us a sign that you got my joke from earlier, and maybe leave your name in the comment list of names.
Nobody's gonna get that either, Joe.
Hey, somebody might.
God.
God. Later.
I mean,
guys.
it's the internet. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
It's true.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.